We are back, issue number 5. Let's get into it. And we are in the hospital, and the sheriff is maybe interrogating Sally, and he is just wondering what is going on over the past few days, with the bodies that he had found, and just asking her questions, trying to get the whole picture. But of course, she was just laying there, and then we go back to the cabin, and somebody is making their way to the cabin, as you can see right here. And it ends up being their boss, the one that hired him to clean up and fix up the place around there, Camp Crystal Lake. And they're telling him what is going on, and he is like, what the fuck, And so they tell him about what's going on, and they need to get the fuck out of there. And of course, he is just wondering what the fuck, So they all go outside to explain to him and show him what happened to Nate and Jerry, as you can see on the bottom. And TikTok, this is all fake, but of course we see that somebody has flattened his tires as well while he was inside the whole time, and then they went back inside. But of course, an arrow gets shot through his throat. And like that, bruh, that was fucking crazy. And it does go back and forth between Sally and the gang. But of course, she is just laying there. She is just so traumatized. And that's where the gang, they run inside, and they are just terrified, and they're wondering what to do. Either go out or just stay in the cabin. And it does cut back to where we left off on the last issue, of where Sally was beating up Jason. But it turns out it was not Jason, it was Brian. And I want to show you behind me, but man, it is fucked up. But it was Brian, and I was like, what the fuck? And so the sheriff is trying to put the whole story together, like I said before. And while she was freaking out about what she did, she sees all this blood, so she just takes off all her clothes, and then she ends up slipping right here, and she hits her head and she gets knocked out. And that's where we see Jason, and he sees them, and he just picks her up and takes her, And that's where we cut to the gang, and they're arguing, and then Mike suggests that they go look for Sally and Brian, but of course they're not having it. And that's where we see Sasha. She looks out the window, and bam, Jason is already there, like, peekaboo, motherfucker. And I don't even need to say anymore. You guys can look at what just happened. Like, what the fuck? And so Jason takes her away, and man, they're just like, we're just gonna stay here, these fucking pussies. And here we get more background on Sally and why she's all like medicated and fucked up, But we're just hearing it from the sheriff himself. And then we're back to the gang, and they're just waiting and out. And of course, Alicia, she just gets sick of it. And so they decide to get bold, and they go outside. And right away, bro, he did not fucking last. And that was crazy. Man, dude, Jason is terrifying, bro. You're crazy, huh? And that's where we see Alicia and Rico both able to, run away from Jason and make their way out. And then that's where we see Sally, and she ran out. She had no clothes, so she just ran out naked out of the cabin, and that's where she sees Rico and Alicia running. But of course, Jason was behind her and gives her the sword. What the fuck? 7 out of 10. I'll catch you guys on the next one.